Today's episode is about service automations and how you can use Salesforce to provide that to your customers. So we start with how data is managed in Salesforce. At the top left, you have account and contact, which is used to store customer information. And as we went through the sales cycle, you use opportunity and products to store your sales information. And that sales information then is converted into order and assets, which then is used to trigger some field service activities if you need to manage your field service automations in Salesforce. And also you can use case, activity, and lots of different objects that go with communications to handle customer services in Salesforce. We have three main actors for today's demo. Clara is a service rep who is working for our demo company, which is called Security Company Limited. And this company provides security devices and bundles and digital services to help its customers. And then we have Fred, who is a technician and uses his mobile to go around and install these security devices and also service any issues that they may have. And then we have Diane, who is the new customer and is going to be accessing the system to request support and also raise any issues that she may have during this process. So to kick us off, we will look at the internal side of Salesforce, and we have Clara who has logged in, and I'm just going to finish the sales cycle for this record. And Diane is just purchasing some security products. And as you can see, I'm just closing the opportunity with those products, and those opportunities are going to become orders, which then you can store in your order management system, but also keep a reference of that in Salesforce. And as soon as that order is fulfilled, what's going to happen is that Salesforce record is going to go from draft to activated or delivered or whatever status that makes sense to your business. And that's going to kick off a new process to go and schedule a field service activity to go and install those cameras for our customer. And those activities are managed in work order, which outlines the exact work that needs to be done in order to deliver that service. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule the installation of that work order, and Fred is available, as you can see, and the system is going to go and find the best individual based on their skills and availability and book an appointment for installation of the product. So we have the work order scheduled, and we have a service appointment for that order. And we can also send an email to the customer saying, you have your installation booked for X date and X time. And now I have logged in as Fred, who is a technician, and I can see that appointment in my mobile phone. And Fred can look at the details of the work order that has been assigned to him. And he can also see the kind of destination that he needs to drive and get to the appointment. He can also have an integration between his mobile app and Google Map or Apple Map if he's using iOS in order to get to the destination. So while he's going through the installation process, the next step is to understand what are the detailed work order items that he needs to perform in order to finish his work. And the very first thing is to go through the work order line items, and at the bottom of this screen that I'll be showing you is the list of products that were sold and the orders that have been delivered. So the first one is a 4K video camera, for example, and you can go through those work order line items and mark them as complete. Another option that he can do, he can go through one by one and complete them, or he can also go to the work order, which is at the top level, and mark them as complete at that top level. And the next stage is, okay, he has finished his work. Maybe he requires some more products. Maybe he has replaced some of them. Maybe he's adding some more cables. He can capture all of that within the system. And this mobile app works with offline capabilities. So if there is no network there. All this information is going to be synced as soon as the network is connected. The next stage is to provide a service report, and that can be exposed internally and externally if need be. And he can also capture signature from customer saying, I've installed all these products for you. Can you confirm you're happy with the result? So I'm just signing this off. And what this is going to do is going to generate a PDF document that you can email out or you can view within Salesforce. There are lots of different capabilities of this mobile app, but the core of it is your field service agents can go through the process, finish the work, and that's going to be updated in Salesforce as soon as the network availability is there. And field service also provides you with map and routes and the best available agents, and you can see all of it using Salesforce. So the next activity is for me to show you a web experience for your customers, and I'll start with a chatbot capability that I have configured for this demo. And that chatbot is going through some questions and provide the customers with access to some information when verified. But at the same time, that chatbot can then route any complex questions to your agents when the chatbot cannot answer those questions. I have called the chatbot Bob, and he's going through some questions saying, well, good morning or good afternoon. And he can also use AI to understand the sentiment of the question. And as you can see, Bob is going through some questions, and the request here is, I want to check on my order. And it says, okay, your order is activated and is ready to work. And if the customer needs to talk to an agent, then you can create some rules to go through the chat functionality with the agent. The next stage of this demo is going to be looking at a service rep, again Clara for this case, and Clara has logged in, and I'll be showing you an Omni-Channel, so it doesn't matter where the request comes from, Clara can receive that and can answer it. In this case, I have asked the system to send the request directly, and Clara can accept them. But you can also have a queuing capability where someone monitors that queue, but Omni-Channel usually is the best way to go about your service ticket allocations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an email and send it to the support team and say I have an issue with one of the products that I've received, and see what happens in Salesforce. And that's gonna go to an endpoint and create a case for an existing contact if it can find the contact. If it cannot find the contact, it's gonna create a new contact. And as you can see, the case has been created, Clara has been notified, and as soon as Clara accepts that, it's going to open up the tab automatically and Clara can see the details. And the system is providing some knowledge, some FAQ, because of the error message or the subject of the error message. It has recognized what record needs to be exposed here. So Clara reads that, sees that it's relevant, attaches that article to this case, which then can also be exposed to the customer if it's needed. Then Clara can email out that information to the customer. She can also choose an email template to say, I may need some more information, or I may need your phone number if the phone number is not provided and it's not in the system. So these are all standard Salesforce capabilities of your customer relationship management, hence the CRM name. And Clara is going to go through the process and close the case. The next stage is for the customer to log into a portal and see the case that she just raised through an email process. And as you can see, this is just automatic because you're using the same exact system for your customer service portal and also internal systems. You have all that information available. And you have SLA management out of the box. You can create different milestones as you go through it. So as the first step, I set it as 3 hours, and then the next stage is to escalate the case if it's not closed. And finally, I'll show you some capability on telephony. This is very similar. I'm just simulating the inbound call. And as the call comes in, the number is recognized. It's going to pick up the contact information, and Clara can take notes, or if there is a case, it's going to pop up and you can capture notes there. But this is all within that 360 view of providing services to your customers. And all the information captured for this customer and for that ticket is stored, and any of the other co-workers who need to have access to this data, they can see it, and it's all real time and stored on the cloud. And that's the power of Salesforce, because you don't have to spend a lot of time developing and deploying these software or applications, because it's all managed from Salesforce. And the last thing to show you is that the portal and the core CRM use the same exact data points. So when the case is closed, the customer can see it. You can also send emails and let them know that the case is closed. So in summary, we looked at everything from sales, order and service processes, and how you can use Salesforce for your service automations. And that included field service lightning, as well as Service Cloud, which then provided that customer portal, chatbot and telephone integration. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and we'll come back to you with more details. And until the next one, hope you have a good week.